we have 8 to the power of 5 per 3 times 8 to the power of negative 4 per 3. If like this, we can, the base is already the same, so we can simplify the power. Using the index rule, when we have the same base, we can just add the power. So now we have 5 per 3 and negative 4 per 3. When we plus them, it will be equals to 1 per 3. That's why it will be 8 to the power of 1 per 3. The power 1 per 3, it is the same thing as we cube root the number. So we can cube root the 8. Okay, cube root the 8 in here. Cube root of 8, the answer will be equals to 2. Or you can use another way. You can change the 8 into another index number. 8, it will be equals to 2 to the power of 3. And then get another power which is 1 per 3. We can simplify the power. 3 times 1 per 3, the answer will be 1. So it will be 2 to the power of 1, which is equals to 2. Is there anyone having any question regarding the question F? Is there anyone having any question? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question 3. For the question 3, we have some numbers and we can simplify it using the index law that we have learned. Multiplication. When it is a multiplication, we can add the index. So we can add them. 1 per 2 plus 5 per 2, the answer will be 6 per 2. And then the 2, it will be stay as it is. So the 6 per 2, we can simplify it, become 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2, the answer it will be equals to 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2, the answer will be equals to 4. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is too fast? Is there anyone? Let me know if you have any question, or maybe my voice is too low or anything, you can let me know. Because in previous classes, I had problems whenever I try to connect the audio. So let me know if maybe you think my voice is not really audible enough for you. Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question B. For the question B, we have 4 to the power of 5 per 6 times 4 to the power of 1 per 6. Multiplication, we can simplify the power by adding them. 5 per 6 plus 1 per 6, it will be 6 per 6. And then 4 to the power of a half, I keep it as 4 power a half. So now we have two indices with the same base, and then all of them are having a division. When having a division, I can simplify them by subtract the power. 6 per 6, it is equals to 1. And then 1 minus 1 per 2, the answer will be a half 2. So it will be 4 to the power of a half, which is equals to square root of 2, square root of 4. Square root of 4, the answer will be equals to 2. Is there anyone having any question? Is there anyone? No? Okay. For sure, no question. Okay, if you have no question, I will continue to the question C. For the question C, square root of 8, I want to change it become 8 to the power of a half. Square root of 8, I change it into square root of a half. So now I will have 2 to the power of 3, which is equals to 8, right? And then I do have 8 to the power of 3 per 2 divided by 8 to the power of a half. So when we have division, we can finish it by subtracting the power. 3 per 2 minus 1 per 2, it will be 2 per 2. 2 per 2 is equals to 1. 8 to the power of 1 will be equals to 8. So in here, 8 times 8, the answer, it will be equals to 64. Is there anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is too fast for you? Is there anyone having any question? No? Okay. Let me know if you have any question. Do not keep being quiet. Okay. If you really don't want to ask me any question, let us move to the question D. For the question D, we can simplify it first. For the first bracket, power meet powers, we can do times. So in here, we have to multiply 2 times 3 per 2. 2 times 3 per 2, the answer it will be equals to 3. So we will have 3 to the power of 3. And then now we have 3 to the power of negative a half divided by 3 to the power of a half. This is a division. We can simplify the power by subtracting the index. So negative a half minus
Wait.
a half, yes.
Teacher, I have a question for C, teacher. Can 8 times 8 3 per 2 can become 8 square though?
How many? Can you repeat again? 8?
8 times 8 3 per 2 because I simplify the 2.
8
When it become 8
power of
pangkat 2.
per 2 like this. It is equals to 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 3, and then get another power which is 3 per 2. So in the end we will have 2 to the power of 9 per 2. Is it what did you ask if you want to make it?
No. Teacher, I simplify the 2 to become 8. So 8 times 8 3 per 2.
Yeah, this is 2 to
Then
the power.
would it be 8 power 2? It would be 8 power 2.
Yeah, 8 power 2 becomes 64, right?
Yeah, but then kan at the bottom teacher also have the
Oh no.
root square teacher.
Oh, you mean this and this you simplified become 8 to the power of 2. No.
Oh,
No,
cannot.
disagree. Let me show you. 2 to the power of 3, yes, it will be equals to 8, correct. But now, wait, let me erase everything first. Okay, now you have 2 to the power of 3, you make it into 8, right? So become 8 times 8 to the power of 3 per 2. Is it, Michael, Steve, is it like this? If there is no number, it means to the power of 1. So when we simplify them, it will be 8 to the power of 5 per 2, not 4 per 2. 1 plus 3 per 2, when we make the denominator into 2, it will be 2 per 2 plus 3 per 2, which is equals to 5 per 2. Alright? Or did you disagree? Or maybe I make a typo, or maybe wrong writing also, maybe it's possible, right? And then now for the 8 to the power of a half, square root of 8, square root of 8 in here, square root of 8, square root of 8, we can change it into 8 to the power of a half, right? 8 to the power of a half. Now, division. We simplify the power by subtracting them. 5 per 2 minus 1 per 2, it will be 4 per 2. 4 per 2 is equals to 2. So we have 8 to the power of 2, which is equals to 64. Is it? Or is there anyone who are still disagree?
Oh, never mind, teacher. I thought what happens is that we change 8 1 per 2 itu become 8 or something. I thought it was become 8 square because we reverse it.
Oh no,
Because fraction.
yeah, this is 3 per 2, correct. It will be 1.5, right? Yeah. 3 per 2, it will be 1.5. But the 8 is to the power of 1. 1 plus 1.5, it will not be equals to 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone else who disagree, or maybe I make a wrong calculation also? You can tell me, because it's possible for me to make a mistake also. Is there anyone having any question before I continue to the next question? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If no one have no difficulties for the question 3C, I will continue to the question 3D. For the question 3D, I simplify 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 per 2. Power meet power, I do times. 2 times 3 per 2, the answer is 3. That's why I get 3 to the power of 3. And then for another number, I do division. 3 to the power of negative 1 per 2 divided by 3 to the power of 1 per 2. A division, so I can subtract the power. Minus a half minus a half. The answer will be minus 1. So in total, it will be 3 to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 2, the answer, it will be equals to 9. Is there anyone who disagree? Maybe I make a silly mistake or any wrong calculation for the question D. Before I continue to the question E, is there anyone having any question?
Teacher, how if negative 1/2 itu jadi berapa dong?
Negative 1 by 2. Okay, you can change it into if you don't like the negative, you can move the negative 1 per 2 into the denominator. Wait, let me change the color. So in here, there are so many ways actually to finish it. Wait, let me clean up the previous handwriting. Sorry, it takes time to clean up. Okay. So now maybe I will write it in here. We have 3 to the power. Is there anyone who disagree if I simplify the 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 per 2 as 3 to the power of 3? Is there anyone who disagree? Is there anyone who disagree? No, right? But it's okay if maybe you disagree.
Teacher.
Yes? Yes?
I still don't understand, teacher.
Which one? Which number that I need to re-explain
T,
again?
teacher, T.
D, yeah, now I'm going to discuss the D. Wait, let me discuss the D using another way. Okay. For the question, there are so many ways on finishing the indices, depends on what laws that you are going to use. For me, before in the question 3D, power meet powers. In here, we do multiply the powers, right? 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 per 2. We can simplify them by multiplying the powers. 2 times 3 per 2, it will be 3. That's why I get 3 to the power of 3 for the first bracket. Is there anyone who get confused before I continue to the next steps? Is there anyone who get confused if I simplify 3 to the power
No,
of...
teacher.
No, okay. If no one have no confusion, this is using my first way. I'm using the second laws. Division using indices. I can simplify them by subtracting the powers. So in here, I have negative a half minus with a half, negative a half minus a half. The answer, it will be equals to negative 2 per 2. Negative 2 per 2, it will be equals to negative 1. That's why I get 3 to the power of negative 1. Is there anyone who get confused to get 3 to the power of negative 1? Hello? Hello? Is my voice suddenly gone?
Oh, teacher.
Okay. After that, we can simplify the multiplication. We add the power. 3 plus negative 1, it will be 2. So 3 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 9. Or maybe if you like using the fifth law, you change the negative indices into fraction. That is also okay. So the 3 to the power of negative a half, we can make it into a fraction. Become 3 to the power of a half, but the place it will be at denominator. This is also fine. So maybe if you are not, to make you not confused, I can write it as 1 per 3 to the power of a half. Negative power, we can make it into a fraction. Remember, x to the power of negative n, it will be the same thing as 1 per x to the power of n. So in here, we have 3 to the power of negative a half. It will be the same thing as 1 per 3 to the power of a half. The negative gone when you change it into a fraction. So now we can simplify it one by one. We simplify the numerator and denominator. If multiply by 1, yeah, it will be staying as it is, or maybe you can find 3 to the power of 3, it will be equals to 27. You can write 27 times 1, it will be 27. 3 to the power of a half times 3 to the power of a half, it will be 3 to the power of 2 per 2. 2 per 2 is equals to 1. So now we have 27 divided by 3. 27 divided by 3, the answer it will be equals to 9. Same thing. So is there anyone who get confused still? Hello? Is there anyone who get confused?
So teacher, if they're asking,
One by one, either Michael, Steve first or Dave first, you can talk, but do not
Michael first. Teacher.
Okay, Michael.
first.
teacher, if for example 3 negative 1 by 2 divided by 3 negative 1 by 2, it becomes 1, right?
Yeah, it becomes 1.
So the last number is 1, right? Because it becomes 0. 3
Yes.
power 0.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Okay. How about Dave? What is your question now?
So
Dave.
teacher, we can actually
Mhm.
we don't need to solve first, then we divide, or can directly divide the number independent.
It will be up to you. You can, if you can find the, but I think whenever you find the fractional indices, it will be better you simplify. But when the indices is having like a whole number as index, you can find the actual number first. So it will be easier. But if you have to find the 3 to the power of a half, it means square root of 3. You are not going to use a calculator, so you do not find how many is square root of 3. That's why for the all of the fractional indices, we will always simplify it first, because we cannot use calculator. Like the question B, we have 4 to the power of 5 per 6 times 4 to the power of 1 per 6. The index are given in a fraction. So we have to simplify the fractional indices first. Using the index clause, we can simplify them. When the power or the index is already in a whole number, it will be easy for you to change it into an actual number. Hello, is it clear or making you more confused? Or I haven't answered your question yet? Steve? Hello? Hello, am I connected to you still? Hello? I cannot see anyone now. Hello, Dave?
Hello.
Okay. Did I already answer your question, or I haven't answered your question? Hello? Dave, I cannot hear you now. My God. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, am I laggy? I cannot hear your voice properly. Am I laggy?
Teacher voice, but maybe teacher cannot hear our.
Yeah, I cannot hear your voice clearly. So, is there anyone having any question? Or is my explanation clear enough? Or maybe my voice is too laggy for you to understand. I need to repeat again. Hello? I can see anyone. I can see I can see everyone who are turning on the camera now. So I think my connection is already stable. Is there anyone having any question? Hello? Is there anyone having any question?
No, teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the question E. For the question E, we have 8 to the power of 1 per 3. 8 to the power of 1 per 3, it will be, because there is no other number using base 8, you can directly simplify the 8 to the power of 1 per 3. The 8, it will be equals to 8 to the power of
2.
3. It will be 2, because cube root of 8. So 2 plus 7, and then 27 to the power of 1 per 3, it will be the cube root of 27. Cube root of 27, it will be 3. So 2 plus 7, it will be equals to 9.
9 divided by 3, teacher.
Yes, correct. It will be equals to 3. Is there anyone who get confused so far? No? No confusion? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question F. For the question F, as you can see, most of the number are given in the base 3. So you can change the 1 per 2 into number 3 also. Because 9 to the power of 1 per 2, it means the... Is there anyone already done with all of the annotation in here? Maybe I can clean up all of them, so it will not making you confused, because I think I will need more space to explain the question F. Is there anyone who want to copy my annotation first? Or can I erase all of them? Hello? Hello? Can I erase all of my annotation? Okay, maybe I will use the space above in here. Okay then.
Can be ready.
Okay then. I have another space for, in here, in bit at the question 1. Okay. In here, we have 9 to the power of a half times 3 to the power of 5 per 2 times 3 to the power of 2 per 3 times 3 to the power of 1 per 6. As you can see, most of the number are given in the base 3. So it will be better if you change all of them into base 3. Like 9 to the power of a half, you can change it into 3, because 9 to the power of a half, it will be the same thing as square root of 9. Square root of 9, it will be equals to 3. So now we will have 3. If it's only 3, so it means 3 to the power of 1 times 3 to the power of 5 per 2. 5 per 2 divided by 3 to the power of 2 per 3 times 3 to the power of 1 per 6. We can simplify the power, become 3 to the power of how many? Anyone can help me? 3 to the power of how many it will be when I multiply 3 to the power of 2 per 3 times with 3 to the power of negative 1 per 6. It will be how many?
3 power 1 by 2.
Okay, it will be 3 to the power of 1 by 2. So now we can simplify them. We can simplify the numerator first. It will be 3 to the power of 7 per 2 divided by 3 to the power of a half. So it will
It will
be
be
how
3
many?
power 3.
Yeah, it will be 3 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 3, the answer it will be equals to 27. Is there anyone who get confused so far, or maybe my explanation is too confusing? Oh, why 7 per 2? As you know,
No,
when
teacher.
we have to multiply, when it is a multiplication, we add the power. 1 plus 5 per 2. You have to make sure when it is a fraction, make all the denominator same. 1, it will be 2 per 2. So 2 per 2 plus with 5 per 2, it will be 7 per 2. Okay. Is it clear for those who ask me why is it 7 per 2? Is there anyone else who want to ask me any question? You can ask me any question if you have any question. Do not keep being quiet. It's okay to ask. No question for sure.
Teacher, I'm just curious. In indices, do we power the number first inside the indices, or do we square root the number first?
It will be up to you. The answer will be the same.
The same.
The both.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on the number. Sometimes if the number is nice, like maybe a 4 to the power of 3 per 2, you can square root the 4 first. And then later the result you can make it to the power of 3. Or if you want to make it to the power of 3 first and then square root first, then square root later, the answer will be the same. I think it's depend on the number, because sometimes it will be better if we power it first and then root it later. Sometimes if we root it first, we will have a smaller number, so it will be better for us to find the result when we power the number. It depends on the question. Both of them, the answer will be the same. There will be no difference if you square it first or anything, there will be no difference. Okay, is there anyone else having any question that you need to clarify? It's okay to ask me any question. No question for sure? Hello? For sure, no question? Okay. If you have no question, I will clear all of my annotation.
No question.
Okay, I clear everything, yeah? I move to the next slides. Okay, I will move to the next slides. For the next slides, I will jump into chapter 12. It's on your textbook, page 123. I jump to the page 12. It's still the same. We are going to use the fractional indices, but we will have a letter on it. If in the page 7, we use number, but in the page 12, we will have letter on it. Already open page 122. We are going to page 123. But the question that I'm going to discuss is on your textbook, page 124. Okay, in here it will be the same thing. Now for the question 1, we have to rewrite the following as in the form of a to the power of m per 2. So we have the root form. We have to change it into fractional indices. I think it is easier rather than the chapter 7. So how many is it? If I have fifth root of a to the power of 3, we can write it as a to the power of how many? Hello?
A to the power of 3 by 5.
Okay, a to the power 3 by 5 or 5 by 3? Just want to make sure. A to the power of?
3 by 5, teacher.
Okay,
3 by
okay,
5.
good job. Okay, 3 by 5. Is there anyone having any question? We just going to change the form a to the power of 3 by 5. Okay. For the question B, it will be
A to the power of 2 by
A
6.
power 1 by 3.
okay, we
1
can
by 3 also.
become 1 by 3. Or if you want to keep it into the original question, also fine. You can make it as a to the power of 2 per 6. Either one is fine. Is there anyone having any question? No? Okay. If no one have no question, now we have fifth root of a to the power of 4. So it will be a to the power of
1.
yeah,
0. 0.
yeah. 4 per 4, it will be a to the power of 1. Okay, a to the power of 1. We have to put the power still because it says m per n. So in here, we have to keep the power. Do not only answer it as a. Even though a and a to the power of 1, both of them are having the same value, but you have to keep it as a power number. For the question D, we have 7th root of a to the power of 3. So we will have a to the power of 3
by 7, right?
7.
3 by 7. Good job. Okay, I think none of you having any
So teacher, when dividing, we can change it to 1, right?
yes, you can change it to 1.
No, no, like not when we do this method, we cannot. There is no way we can make a become 0, right?
No.
A power 0. Yeah, not right.
No, I don't think there will be a power.
Teacher.
Yes,
Teacher. If we don't simplify, it's okay, right, teacher?
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can keep it. That's why, like the question B, you can write it as a to the power of 1 per 3 or a to the power of 2 per 6. Either one is fine. So as long as the number is given in index form, what is index form having power, so it will be correct. Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the question 2. For the question 2, we already have the algebraic fractional indices. Now we have to change it into the root form. This is also fine, easy, I think. So it will be, this is 7, so it will be 7 root of b and then to the power of 2. Is there anyone have any difficulties if I write like this as the answer? Is there anyone who get confused?
No, teacher.
Oh, okay. If no one have no confusion, I think none of you will having any difficulties for this topic. We have b to the power of 8 per 3. So we have cube root. We write the cube root of b and then to the power of, to the power of 8. Okay. If you have any question, please let me know which part that I have to make it clear for you. This is negative. If negative, we have to change it as a fraction. So it will be 1 per, how many?
1 per,
Yeah,
I think it will be 1 per 3. 1 per 3.
not 3. B to the power of 2 per 5. The 2 per
B
5,
to
we
the
cannot
power of 2 per
simplify them. So now we have to change the B2 per 5 into the form that is given as the example in the question. So it will be 1 per the
1 B
fifth root,
2 per
yeah, fifth
1
root
per
of B, and then we square
teacher.
it. Yes, yes,
I'm sorry for being late to this time. Can you forgive? I
yeah.
am sorry, teacher.
Yes, it's okay, Steve. I forgive you already. Thank you already joining the class and being active to the class. I appreciate it still. Thank you. Okay. Can I move to the question B, or is there anyone having any question for the question C? Is there anyone having any question? No? Hello? No question? Or
Don't
my
understand,
voice?
teacher.
Huh? Don't
I
understand.
don't
No,
understand.
teacher, no question.
You don't understand, Dave? Dave?
I don't understand at all. I
You
don't
don't?
understand at all, teacher.
Oh my God, you don't understand at all? Okay.
Yeah, especially C.
Okay, I will repeat from the question 1. For the question 1, we have the root form.
Teacher, I understand if question 1, teacher.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand. I
I'm
mean the
using, yeah.
negative the one.
Oh, the negative one only. The A and B to A and
Yeah,
B.
negative one only.
Question
Understand,
2A.
understand.
Understand. Okay. For the question B, we are going. That's why I told you, please always make note for all of the index laws, because you are going to use it to find the answer or change the form. You know, when it is a power negative, we have before, when we have x to the power of negative n, when we have x to the power of negative n, we can change it into 1 per x to the power of n, right? Or is there anyone who are still do not recognize with these index laws?
Understand.
Okay,
Understand.
now when we have negative, when we have b to the power of negative 2 per 5, this is negative. So we are going to use these laws to change it into power positive. That's why it will be 1 per b to the power of 2 per 5. There is no negative anymore when we change it into a fraction. You can see the rule. This is x to the power of negative n, but when it changes into a fraction, it will be 1 per x to the power of n. There is no negative anymore. That's why we can change it into 1 per b to the power of 2 per 5. And then when we have the fractional indices in here, we can follow the rule. The denominator, it will be the root. The numerator, it will be the power. Is there anyone who have any confusion still? Now, is there anyone having any confusion still? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the question D. Yeah, I think the last number that we can discuss is question D. So it will be 1 per
1 per b cube root and power 4.
cube root of b, and then to the power of 4. Is there anyone having
4.
any question, or maybe my explanation is not clear enough for you? Is there anyone having any question?
No, teacher.
Okay.
No.
If you have no question at home, please try to complete the exercise 12.3, yeah. So next class we can directly discuss it together. I will post the homework to the Google Classroom later on, okay? I think that's all for today's class. Good morning and thank you, students.
Good morning and thank you, teacher.
Okay, have a
Bye,
nice day.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.